Hello, let's continue our Sudoku adventure with Doing Something Shady by ChinStrap. So this starts our June theme week, and the theme for the week is shading. So any puzzle type that's going to require you to shade some cells in some way. So you're going to get a nice eclectic variety of anything that's going to require shading. So that means that the rules themselves mention shading in some way. It doesn't mean like we're encouraging you to shade because it's a anti-night coloring puzzle or something, but no, or even odd or entropy, where you can get away with not shading. No, part of the puzzle is shading some cells. All right, so we are starting with this Japanese sums puzzle. So let's go over the rules. We do have normal 6x6 Sudoku rules, so in each row, each column, and each 2x3 box, we are placing the digits 1 to 6 exactly once each. We also have Japanese sums, so we have these clues outside the grid. So we need to shade some cells. You can pick any color you'd like. I recommend picking a color for shaded and another color for unshaded. Usually we use gray for shaded and green for unshaded. Like that's kind of the typical coloring on online solving tools. So if you wanted to do that, you can be consistent. So we're shading some cells. Numbers outside the grid indicate the sum of contiguous unshaded cells in that row or column. There must be at least one shaded cell between unshaded segments. So it's kind of backwards from how it's usually worded, but that's okay. Let's look at this 7, 3, 4. So let's say that these were unshaded. Sorry, these were unshaded, and then this was shaded. And then this was unshaded, this was shaded, this one unshaded, right? So what we would do is we'd have these two add to 7, say 1, 6 would be a way to do that. And then this would have to just be a 3 on its own, and this would be the 4 on its own, right? This would sum to 4, this would sum to 3. So we're looking at contiguous runs of cells, and we're making them add in order to these sums. Now, in between the contiguous runs, we need at least one shaded cell. Sorry. I'm just going to use green and gray here. You need the green cells to add to the clues, and you need gray cells in between two different green runs. So like I can't just do this and say, well, this is a contiguous run that has a 7 and this is a 3. You need to distinguish between where the run starts and ends by having something shaded. You need a gray in between. And so this is one valid way to fill this. All right. And that's it. Those are the rules. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself. And I'm going to get started right now. Okay, so 20 is interesting because we know an entire row adds to 21. 1 through 6 just adds to 21. And so that means we need to shade 5 and omit a 1, right? We're omitting the 1 and we're shading 2 through 6 in contiguously, which means it's either going to be like this or like this. So the overlap is here, meaning all of these have to be green because they are part of the 20 sum. And then one of these is green and one of these is a 1 and is gray. Does that help any of these? Well, this is a 16. So what is the minimum number of digits we need to get to 16? Well, 4, 5, 6 only adds to 15. So we would need a 4th digit. And so even if we shaded all 3 of these, 4, 5, 6 is still too small. So no matter what, we're shading this cell because in all the shading possibilities, this cell does get shaded. Even if we go all the way down, we still have to shade this one. Now we could just shade all the, so we can't put a gray in yet, but let's see. So what is this one? I'm guessing that this actually has to be shaded exactly how I did it in the example. I think so, because 7 is going to require 2 cells, and then we need 1 cell in between. And then 3 is going to require at least 1 cell, then 1 cell in between. Yeah, so that was the only way. I picked a bad example because there was only one way to fulfill it. But we do, let's see, should I use a darker gray? I think that's okay. I thought I changed my palette. Let me do this again. I'm going to just give it a slightly darker gray here. I think that looks pretty good. Okay. So this is unshaded. So this is either the 1 or this. Oh, okay, this can't be the 1. If this was the 1, then after the 1, we need a 7 clue. But we would need a gray in between, and we can't put a 7. I mean, we could, but it's not part of the puzzle. So that means that this has to be part of the 7 clue. And we know the 7 clue doesn't use a 1. So the 1 is somewhere up here. That's interesting. Okay. There may be, I mean, with Japanese sums, like it's a very non-ordered solve path because, again, yeah, this we can do the same logic. 16 needs at least 4 cells, so this is green. And okay, and so that makes this gray. Remember, we needed the 1 to be the outie. That means 1's in one of these two, just by Sudoku. All right, so what are the outies of this? These add to 14. So to get to 21 from 14, we need another 7. So these two add to 7. But they don't use the 3. Oh, yeah, right. I could just fill the 3 and the 4. That's easy. They don't use the 3 and the 4. Okay, so we're adding to... This adds to 7, and this adds to 7. But this can't be 1, 6, because the 1's gone. So this has to be 2, 5. And then this can't be 1. So this is 6, and this is 1. There we go. All right, so this... So, oh, yeah, this is a sum to 7. So I should have said it uses at least 2 cells. Oh, and it can't use 3 cells because it would be 1, 2, 4. And the 1 is used in the 1 clue. So it's exactly 2 cells used. And it's not 1, 6. It's not 2, 5, because this cell can't... In fact, this is a 3, 4, which makes that a 3, 4. That's the easy way to put it. And then over here, we need 2, 5, 6. Might as well fill that. Okay. Yeah, one of these is a 1. We don't know which yet. Okay, what about this here? This is part of a sum. It can't be a 3, so it's not just the 3 on its own. So it has to be the 6 clue, because the 3 clue can't use the 1. So that means so this is the 6 clue, so it has to grow up, and it can't use the 1, so it has to stop there. And these add to 6. It can't do 5 plus 1. So that's 2 plus 4. That's our 5. We couldn't use 3 cells because 1, 2, 3 is the only way to do 6 in 3 cells, and 1 was gone, in case that was unclear. And then down here we need a 3. And so if the 3 is down here, this is not a 3, giving us 4, 3, and 4. Right, this already adds to 9, so that has to be our 9 clue. So it's surrounded by grays. And then these are then just the what's ever mentioned. We have the 3 and we have the 6. And that places the 1 here. Okay. This is just the 2 for the column. So these are 3, 5, 6. The 6 can only go here, and this is a 3, 5 pair. Okay, and this digit here is a 2. And these are a 1 and a 5. Okay. Now we know one of these is a... okay, this is part of our 4 clue. So this is green and it's a 1. That's gray. And then the rest of this has to be gray because we already got our 4 sum. So that's 2, 4, 5, and this is 1, 3, 6. All right, now here we have the 4. We need a 6 sum over here, and the only way we're doing that is the 6 on its own, because we can't do 1 plus 5 or 2 plus 4. They're gone. But I don't know where it is. We can look at the verticals maybe. Here we need a 6 and a 2. This being a 6 would line up really well with that. I'm predicting this will be that, but we usually don't go off of vibes here. I do wonder if we're making a picture, or if this is just pure. Here we have 6 and 6, and the 6 is definitely not over here. So this has to be the 2, because the 1 is gone, so we can't do 1, 2. Yeah, but it's with the 4 anyway. And then this is gray, and then this is actually a 6. So not a 2, not a 6, not a 6, not a 2. So this is fulfilled. Now what's this doing? This is 16. These are pretty small. These add to at most 11. So we still need 5 more. Interesting. We might just use all of this and just have the 5 be the outie. That's quite possible. This would be a 6. Yeah, that's a... Oh, wait. No, we can't do that. Oh, interesting. So I was thinking about the idea of, what's the outie from 16? The outie is 5, which means we either have 1 or 2 gray cells. If we had 1 gray cell, this would be it, and it would be a 5. And that would make this 6 and this 1, but this would have to be shaded, or this, unshaded. This would have to be a green 1. And if it's a green 1, then we won't be able to add to 6 horizontally. So that's not going to work. This can't be the only outie. So we have, the outie is not a 5. The outie is this 4. And then we need the other outie to be a 1, which is either here or here. We don't know which one that is. We know this is 1, 5 only. Okay, but I can't quite do more with that. This is 3 or 5, just for the row. Oh, I need a 4 in this box that goes here. Okay, let's look at this. Oh, we haven't looked at this yet at all. This definitely has to be 3, 5, 3. 3 in the corner. Nice. So that's green. This is gray. So this is our 9. And then we need a 5. And then we need a 1. Okay, that's going to be easy. And then this is unshaded. That's our 6. That's our 1. We said the 1 was our outie. That's 6 and 3. All right. So this 6 is green, and that's gray. So this is our 6. This, oh, whoa. This has to be our 2. That's 5. 2 and 5. And we're done. All right. Did we get a picture or no? It doesn't look like a picture to me. I think it's just a standard JSOMs. Not all of them have to make pictures. All right. Cool. I mean, this looks like an A to me. I don't know what this one would be. All right. Cool. Well, if you see something, let me know. And cool. Well, I hope you are looking forward to the rest of the theme week. Make sure your crayons are sharpened and ready to go. And if you enjoyed this, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.